take this how you want to take it. We'll have a conversation about it. So the first question is, how does one define dating in the modern era? But let me just let me rephrase that a little bit for you.
Yeah.
How do you define dating in the modern era? And give us some examples of, real life experiences that helps you define what dating
So we're getting in like that. Okay, cool. How I define it is complex.
Yeah.
It is very complex for a range of different reasons. One of the biggest reasons it's complex is because of social media. Social media now has made it become that you can be disposable within an instant. So I could with online dating, for example, I could be speaking a match with someone today, we've got good vibes, and I could wake up tomorrow morning and they've ghosted, they've gone. Do you know what I mean? So it's very complex.
But speak, so on the online dating piece, there's another question that's coming, so don't touch on that too.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's
we'll
fine.
get to, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So I say complex because, especially from being a Christian guy, I've struggled because I'll be real. Like, I'm currently in my prodigal son season.
Jeez.
I'm in the season where you guys know. Obviously, I've decided to take some time out, step away from dating, because I've realized that the reason it was complex for me, and the reason it's complex for a lot of people, is because most of us don't know ourselves. So because we don't know ourselves, we don't know what we're looking for.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So because we don't know what we're looking
speaks, man.
No, I'm just gonna be honest, and on this podcast, I hope you allow transparency,
bro.
I'm gonna be very, very transparent and very honest about my journey. So like, I'm in that prodigal son phase, in terms of getting back into church, being back aligned with Christ, and focusing on Him. So I say my word for it would be complex because there's so many different things that society have brought to the table when it comes to dating now. It's not like our grandparents' age, when back in the day, my granddad, I'll never forget a statement he made, and it was like, I was lucky to if I even saw your grand's wrist on a date. Do you know what I mean? And that was just in comparison to what we can see now. Yeah. So I would say complex.
So let's kind of dive into some of the differences, using your family, your granddad as an example, right? Some of the differences you've seen in your family in terms of how they approach dating, to how you see some of your friends, your brothers, and you personally approaching dating now from a modern perspective to the way that it used to be before, from your experience.
Yeah, I think with social media we have a lot of different examples of what dating should look like. But we also have a lot of examples of what dating shouldn't look like.
Facts.
And to be honest, we probably have more shouldn't examples than we do should.
Examples,
I remember we're speaking from the Christian perspective, so I'm talking about from this Christian perspective. Now, I'm someone who, I'll be real, like, I'm someone who's been searching for love. I've been searching for the other person. I've been searching. Do you know what I mean? I've been searching. Like, I've been searching.
Love,
and what I realized with how things were back in the day, yeah, people may have been searching, but the first thing they were searching for was Christ. And I wasn't. And I can be real. I can be totally transparent and honest with that. I was chasing the woman and the relationship and the marriage and the long term and whatever that then looks like, instead of chasing Christ.
Yes.
And my biggest problem was I had the glasses of the world on when I was out there dating in the Christian space when I came back. And I realized that I was using, let's say, ungodly ways for godly women. And I mean in terms of like the approach, even by the way I might have been speaking to them. And going on your question, in regards to the examples, I haven't seen a lot of examples of male role models in the church, like, who are put on a pedestal of, yo guys, this is how it should look like, or this is how you should do it. It's almost as if sometimes in church we can be nervous to even talk about dating. Like and the older generation, like, I personally don't see a lot, and that's not to say there are not examples. Let me make that clear. I'm not saying there are not examples. I'm just saying there's more examples outside of Christ than there is inside, and that's where a lot of us are having a problem and getting this complexity.
And let's you mentioned something really interesting there, Speaks, about the actual approach to dating, right? So and I also ask what Miki was going to ask, right? Because I feel like a lot of Christian men, even how do I even approach a woman to even engage in dating is such a difficult, complicated subject now. And I'll let Miki jump in as well, but from your perspective, when you were out in the world, what was your approach?
Man said,
No,
when you was out in the world.
But the thing is,
When you was out in the world.
let's be honest. The way we approach women
Yes.
in the world is totally different to how we are told to approach women, kind of thing.
Okay.
My question would be: Are we told how to approach women in church? Because I haven't been. If we're talking about the actual approach,
Yes.
I haven't had someone sit me down and say, "Yo, Speaks, this is how you're meant to be dealing and approaching women." Because remember, dating isn't really in the Bible, or I don't think it's in the Bible at all.
Any courtship and all them? Nah, it's not even.
It's not even in. So a lot of people, when it comes to the approach, I'll tell you my biggest problem. This is me being honest and transparent. I'm thinking the same way that I can talk to gal out on road, I could talk to gal in church, like giving that little sass and that little edge and stuff
but
like
ain't that
that.
what they want?
But here's the thing.
Right.
Women want a man that can show they can lead, and they can lead in spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. Like they can lead in those areas. Now, it's great if you can come in and you might be hench or you might have a little bit of swagger and stuff like that. But a real woman in Christ doesn't care about that.
Care.
Where's your vision with Christ?
Where's your vision with Christ?
Where are you? You want to marry me or you want to take me out on a date and blah 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 blah. So, but where are you taking Christ? Like where are you do you take Christ out there and speak about him? Are you moving with him? Is your vision aligned with what he has on your life, or is it just your vision?
I hear that.
And I'll be real. I just had my own vision. Like. Oh God, I respect you. I appreciate you having me around and stuff. And yeah, you do you, but I'm gonna do it this way. And I found that in church, women,
Was Christ involved in that plan, though? You know, that vision.
Well, Christ is always involved, but there's being involved and then there's having something as number one.
That's number one. Come on.
Yeah, and I didn't have Christ as number one. That's just facts, especially when it came to dating.
Okay.
So let me almost recap what I think you're saying on, and I think we might be moving to the next question. So in terms of approach, I think what I'm hearing you say is, as men who perhaps we went in the Christian world, the approach was all about the swagger, was all about. But what I'm hearing you say is that from a Christian woman's perspective, she wants to know your position in Christ. The approach is totally different.
There's more, and here's the thing. That's not to say that Christian women don't want a bit of swagger as well. Don't get it twisted. Like
They're like a dirt. You know?
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. But they don't want a square.
Yeah.
Like I've spoken to a lot of Christian women who are my friends and stuff. They don't want a square. They want someone with a bit of vim. They want someone with a bit of swag.
Yeah, exactly.
But is it godly swag, or is it you invested in yourself? It's you swag. And that's the biggest difference.
Now, so I need you to differentiate between swag and godly swag.